This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey guys, not the most smoothest start I've ever had. I actually was trying to close something just as I started the show, and I think it froze everything up. So let's try this again. Let's do this properly, and I won't replay the intro, but let's go with this. There we go. Hey Canucks fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay Emo, and this is my Canucks take. All in one take. It is Wednesday, October the 4th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Bit of a rocky start, but hopefully the rest of the stream goes smoothly. Now that I've said that, this will probably be like one for the record books. Canucks go down in the record books, losing tonight 2-1 to the Seattle Kraken in Abbotsford. If you're in the game, if you're at the game tonight in Abbotsford, identify yourself. Identify yourself in the chat right now, because I want to know if any of you here were at the game tonight. So let me know. Let me know as we get going, and I would love to know if any of you were at the game in Abbotsford. We'll talk a bit about the game. We'll talk a bit about how you're feeling. We'll talk a bit about just where we're going from here in terms of the Vancouver Canucks, and only one more preseason game left. Jay becomes a member again. I will highlight that in a second. Thank you. No, let's highlight that right now because that is worth celebrating. So it looks like Jay is back to membership. At least that's the way it looks. And oh no, he's using his membership message. Regardless, welcome Jay. Hope you're well. Jay is using his 7-month membership message. Yeah, I'm so confused. Now I'm so confused because I don't think that is, it would say welcome to franchise if he was brand new. I think that was Jay using his membership message. I just don't think he typed anything. But Jay, it doesn't matter. I'm so happy that you are part of this community. Welcome and thank you for being a member for 7 months. So let me get through my intro, then I'll highlight everything. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe space. Members, as legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support as always. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Richmond and Steveston, in the city, in the Lower Mainland province, country, continent, or around the world, thank you for being here. You know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me on a Wednesday night, on a night where the Canucks lose 2-1, I always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos whenever I release them. You can like the video. There are 39 nice, better than last night. There are 40 of you in here right now. So only 8 likes. Let's get that up to 20 because you guys know how much I love that 50% rule. So let's get those likes up. 40 of you in here, which is great. I appreciate that. You can leave a donation like legendary Lucas Gates just did, and I'll acknowledge that in a second. Thank you, Lucas. So you can leave a donation and get that donation train, keep it moving after Lucas got it going. Thank you. You can gift a membership, which is the same as a $5 donation, and it serves as a free membership for someone, franchise membership for a month. You can also buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, and if listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So let's acknowledge that right now. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates. Thank you for the $7 donation. Lucas says, en route home from the Rogers Arena concert tonight. And whoa, Nelly, the new van base section is fire. Nice leftover from Laver Cup. Like, subscribe, become a member, and more. Thank you, Lucas, for always being such a great member of the community. Very generous member of the community as well. Thank you very much for the donation. Let's give Lucas some love in the chat section for sure. Someone said, get better, Jay. Jay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Jay, get better for sure. I'm glad that you are here. So I will get to your comments in a few minutes for sure. I would love to know what you guys thought about today's game. I'll talk a bit about it now and talk about kind of how this game was set up today. So, I was so confident that the Canucks were going to dress pretty much their opening night roster, give or take a couple players, because we knew going into it, they still had one forward to cut and one defenseman to cut. Oh, by the way, thank you so much, everyone, for the education last night. You were teaching me that because of the performance bonus overages and whatever you were teaching me last night, something that I didn't know. I didn't know that Vasily Podkolzin could not be called up during the season unless there is an injury. So I think we kind of miscategorized it last night. It sounded, the way you were talking and the way I believe you, so this is on me, not you guys. The way I was understanding it was that Podkolzin can't be called up mid-season. But no, it was he can't be called up unless there is space for him in terms of salary. And that's because, so there's two factors here. If you forget about the performance bonus overages, yes, you got to have room on the salary cap for him. That goes with any player. But because of his unique situation where he makes almost $900,000 in performance bonuses, you don't get to, quote, have that room unless he starts the season with the team. Now, starting the season with the team is different than opening night roster. So you could declare your starting roster for the season, and then you could just simply send Podkolzin down and then not even dress him for the opening night. So the two different things, and I fully expect the Canucks, after reading about it, the Canucks to do that, is they will have Vasily Podkolzin on the starting 23-man not opening night roster, the season opening roster. So to start the season, but then they could then swap him and Niels Aman, for example, basically the same salary cap, and Aman can actually play. And then, you're not penalized the $900,000 of bonuses that Podkolzin will be paid out this year. Basically, you're not penalized that room against the cap. So that probably wasn't the best explanation, but the best way to put it is Podkolzin will likely start the season with the Vancouver Canucks, but he won't be on their opening night roster. Sort of makes sense? Kind of makes sense? Let's go with that. Let's also go with this. Another donation from legendary Lucas Gates. Lucas, $14 donation. Wow, he doubled it. That was awesome. I'll be attending the game on Friday. Thanks for the tickets, Clay. No problem. Lucas won them on a members live stream, which is great. That's why it pays to become a member. Already taking a friend of mine who is not only a fan of the Canucks, but also a big part of my gaming organization, NeuroValiant. NV represent. Yes, I'm happy that you won. I hope you enjoy the game on Friday. And thank you very much for the donation. Let's give Lucas some love in the chat for sure. Thank you, Lucas, for keeping that donation train going. So thank you for the education last night about Podkolzin's performance bonus overage situation. And I was able to read a lot about it on Canucks Army. And that's awesome. So then the Canucks announced that they were calling up 6 players today. So this surprised me because remember I was saying, the Canucks are going to address 2 strong lineups probably tonight, minus PD, and then Friday for the season finale, the preseason finale against the Calgary Flames. But then they announced that they called up Archer Shilovs, Philip Johansson, Max Sasson, Atu Ratu, Linus Karlsson, and Arshdeep Bains. 5 of those guys dressed tonight. 4 of them actually played. So Philip Johansson actually did not dress. Archer Shilovs did dress as the backup, but he didn't play. And then Sasson, Ratu, Karlsson, and Bains all played with the Canucks. So the Canucks sat guys like Pettersson, Miller, Mikheyev, who's hurt, DiGiuseppe, Bluger, and Garland. Those are the forwards they sat. And then on D, they sat Hughes, they sat Cole. And then what you ended up, and then on they didn't also. They also sat Demko. So a good 9 or 10 regulars that they sat. So then you end up with at least the lines that started the season, started the game like this. Suter between Beauvillier and Kuzmenko. Aman between Joshua and Studnicka. Ratu between Besser and Hoglander. Sasson between Carlson and Baines. So that fourth line, Sasson, Carlson, Baines, that's an all-AHL line. Ratu was also in there. So at least that's probably 4 forwards that likely won't start the season with the team. Substitute out Carlson, Ratu, Sasson, and Baines for Petey, Miller, Phil DiGiuseppe, and Teddy Bluger. Then on defense, they went Susie Hronik, Willanen Myers, Breezeball, McWard. You can likely substitute out Willanen and Breezeball for Hughes and Cole. So they did have 4, I guess, of their top 6D. And then, of course, substitute out Archer Shilovs for Thatcher Demko. The result is that Vancouver, they actually still had a stronger lineup than Seattle did. Seattle was missing a lot of really, really good players. They didn't have Jordan Eberle. They didn't have... who else did they have? They didn't have Wenberg, Eberle, Jared McCann. So there were a couple guys up front that I'd never even heard of. A guy's name almost sounded like Studnicka, but it wasn't. And then on D, they dressed Alexiak and Borgen, but they didn't have Vince Dunn. They didn't have a lot of their main guys on D as well. And then they didn't even start Grubauer. They played Decord and Chris Drieger. So yeah, they didn't have McCann, Beniers, Eberle. So they didn't have their top line. They didn't have Jaden Schwartz. They didn't have Wenberg so they didn't have their top 2 lines. Gotcha. And then they didn't have Larson and Dunn and Schultz and Dumoulin. So yeah, a really shorthanded Seattle club. Vancouver did outplay Seattle. They outshot them too, and you don't just go by shots, but they did outshoot them something like 22-15, if 24 to 17. Boy, that was try that again. 23-15. The Canucks outshot Seattle 23-15, and I think they carried the play. Remember, I only saw the second half of the game. I saw the second half of the second period, and I saw the third period because Wednesday night's my church night. So they outplayed Seattle slightly. They outshot them, but Seattle were very opportunistic. Ilya Tolvanen always scores against the Vancouver Canucks somehow. He has 3 preseason goals, and they're all against the Canucks. And you notice both Seattle goals. One, I guess the first goal was a kind of miscommunication between the 2 defensemen behind the net, and then Aturatu was slow to pick up his man. And then the game-winning goal, I can't remember who shot it, but I do remember that Tolvanen put in the rebound after DeSmith made a blocker save. And again, it was Ratu and Besser's line out there. I'm not blaming them, but Besser and Ratu did end up with the -2. For the Canucks themselves, obviously there's only that 1 goal from Carson Soucy. You notice things like Joshua had 3 shots on goal. Suter had 3 shots on goal. Soucy, I know he had a tough defensive first period, but when I watched him in the second and third, I thought he was actually quite active and making good plays. I thought Philip Hronik was great. I think he's a solid number 2 defenseman on this team, and I'm excited for him. Didn't really notice much of the forwards. You don't really notice them when you only score 1 goal in a preseason game. So overall, and I see some of you guys talking about it, it wasn't the most exciting game to watch. You obviously want the Canucks to win, but they didn't. So now they've only won 1 of their 5 preseason games. So if they can win on Friday against Calgary, that'll be a lot better. But no matter what, they're still going to end the preseason off with a losing record. But at least if they dress almost a full lineup on Friday, give or take 1 or 2 guys, and if they come out of that game feeling better about themselves, then it won't be so bad. If they win on Friday, they'll be 2-3-1 for the preseason, which is only 1 game under 500 technically. If they lose, of course, they could be 1-4-1 or 1-3-2, and that doesn't look good. Then you're 2 or 3 games under 500. So let's hope for a Canucks win on Friday. But truly, if they win, though, I'm not going to say like they're the most amazing team. If they lose, I'm also not going to worry too much about them. But it would be nice to end off the preseason on a win for sure. Another donation from Lucas. Lucas is a machine tonight. Says this: did you see Kevin Week's tweet post about Twitter about potential NHL expansion? No, I didn't. Lucas, put it in the chat. Tell me what he talked about. Thank you, Lucas, for the donation. And yeah, Lucas, let me know what Kevin Week said in his tweet. I did not see it, and I'm very curious to hear now what he did say. Yeah, Adam. Shots were 18-14. How was shots 18-14? I thought it was like 23-17. Yeah, and you guys, I'm not going to tell you how to read into this game. I would love to see more urgency from some of the young guys, but the kind of guys that are playing not to get hurt now because you're basically ready to start the regular season. And I'm not sure if any of the Canucks were actually there. It's not like Ratu, Sasson, or Carlson or Baines were going to win a job just because of their effort tonight. So I thought it was okay. But yeah, it wasn't, maybe it was the stream or whatever. It wasn't the most exciting game to watch for sure. So I wouldn't blame you if you took a flyer on this one or simply were not inspired by this game. But take from it what you will. I'm going to take more out of Friday's game, hopefully. And then it's all starts for real on Wednesday. Jaskrin uses his monthly membership message. Thank you, Jaskrin. Part of the CCC crew for 8 months and currently franchises. Was the defense okay? And hello, Clay. How are you and your family? Well, thank you, Jaskrin. Defense was fine. It looks bad. They let in 2 goals on 15 shots, but they were okay. They got hemmed in a couple times, but they were fine. Seattle's lineup wasn't that great, though. I thought DeSmith was fine, even though he let in 2 goals. And yeah, we're doing great. Thank you for asking. Wednesday night's always busy because Gil and I are running around at the church, but we had a good day today and looking forward to yet another long weekend coming up this weekend. Thank you for asking, Jastrin. I appreciate that. Kevin Week said Quebec, Salt Lake City, Houston, Portland, San Diego, and a second club in Toronto. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. And hello, Zach. How are you? Let's go to my mid-show sponsor read. And then Patrick says, I want to purchase a membership right this second. Go ahead. No one's stopping you. We're ready. Let's go. We'll all wait with bated breath until you do so. Okay, take your time. No rush. Shout out to my sponsor, primary sponsor, Van Seat Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform, personal training, weight loss. You can check them out at ptforum.com. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of that fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the URL link, tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off of your next Vessi purchase. By the way, I'll wait. Ways that you can get involved today. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get notified on my videos every day. You can like the video. There are 77 of you in here, which is awesome. Only 22 likes. So let's bump that up. You can leave a donation like Lucas has been doing. Thank you, Lucas. You can gift a membership. You can become a member, upgrade your membership, and you're listening on a podcast platform. Make sure you rate and review. Also, vote in the poll. I was thinking, considering starting my Sunday night ones at 11 p.m. as well. So it's just easier to say nightly at 11 p.m., not nightly at 11 p.m., except on Sundays I start at 10:30 and on Mondays I start at 11:15 because the Canucks have to, I'm not going to say that. So part of me wants to go 11 o'clock straight across the board. I know 10:30 we play games, but we could still do that at the end of the Sunday night one. And there is more consistency, and my numbers actually increase at around the 11 o'clock mark. So for all those reasons, I was thinking about it, but maybe habit, tradition, or people want it just to start a bit earlier on Sunday. So far, it is 73% 10:30 p.m. and 27% 11 p.m. But please vote in the poll if you haven't voted already. William, just for you, it's not a 24-hour live stream. It's going to be a 12-hour live stream this year because I don't want to be sitting 24 hours on my ruptured Achilles. So 12-hour live stream on October 14th. I've secured 2 big name guests of national media variety. I will announce that next week. So I'm excited about that. But yes, it's falling into place quite nicely. 12-hour live stream on October 14th. If you want to buy Canucks tickets from me, shoot me an email, canuckclay@gmail.com. And don't forget, I still have one more show this week, tomorrow night, where we'll likely be doing a ticket giveaway, not a Canucks ticket giveaway, but a different giveaway that I've mentioned already. And then, we will go from there. Want to acknowledge a couple more things, and then we will get to all of your questions and comments. First, I want to acknowledge a super chat from Patrick Alvin, our GM. Patrick says, I want to buy the most expensive membership. You are welcome to. The most expensive membership is the Legend. It is $80 a month. But in there, among with all the perks that franchise and Hall of Fame members get, you also get a pair of tickets from me. You also get to go to a game with me, and you get other perks as well. But if that's the case, Patrick, you're welcome to do so. But it is $80 a month. But if not, we're thankful for your $3 donation. So let's give some love to Patrick in the chat. And then I also want to acknowledge Zach. Zach, who's been a member for a month, uses his monthly membership message and says, Clay, what are your predictions for the game on the 11th? And I'll be at the game on the 27th. Sweet. I will be at the game on the 27th as well. For the 11th, I'm going to say the Canucks win 4-2. Why not use my favorite score prediction? I know it's Connor McDavid. I know it's Leon Draisaitl. I know it's the Edmonton Oilers. But I'm going to say that the Canucks win 4-2. And thank you for being a member, Zach. Let's go. Let's go to your questions now. So when do we panic? Not yet. Not until the regular season. Based on what you see, do the Canucks have to win with low event hockey or closer to run and gun and hope goaltending shows up? I don't think they have a run and gun type team. I think Rick Tocchet likes low event hockey. So I will trade off a tiny, not a lot, a tiny bit of entertainment if it means the Canucks are winning more games. Great question. It definitely wasn't the most entertaining game. There's even audio issues in the beginning. Could barely hear the land acknowledgement and anthems and no scoreboard on screen. Yes, Abbotsford Arena not set up for the best televised broadcast, but beggars can't be choosers. I think we should be happy that at least we were able to watch the game. Will scoring actually be an issue this year? I sure hope not, but it looks like it's Zal. But we haven't seen our guys going on all cylinders just yet. We haven't seen an entirely full lineup. So we'll see. Oh, actually, it was pretty close to full against Edmonton last week. I continue to be impressed by the PK, and that was our biggest concern. I really hope this continues in the regular season. A lot of puck pressure and sticks and lanes. Yes, their penalty killing is a lot better. Their penalty killing has gotten better, but the scoring has dried up now. Lucas, a one-man donation machine tonight. Not that I'm complaining. Lucas says, Metro Atlanta is intriguing as an expansion candidate. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me thrice. Yeah, then that's shame on everyone, I guess. Good point about Atlanta. A third chance, perhaps. Thank you, Lucas. Let's give Lucas some love in the chat. Was the game on Sportsnet? No, only on Canucks.com. Not even on their YouTube channel. Only on Canucks.com. Patrick Alvin said 960. I'm not rich. All good. Some people, I wouldn't say they're rich or not, but they find the value in it. That's how they want to support me. So, you said you wanted to buy, so I told you how much it was. I like the games that are very intense, that are scores 2-1, 1-0. Yeah, I'll take a low-scoring game as long as it's intense and played well. Hughes could definitely put up 15 goals this season. I agree with that. Our defense actually looks good. I like Susie. Is Cole noticeable? Yeah, Cole. The strength in Cole's game in not being noticeable means he's not making mistakes. Just a solid player. So I do like the upgrades to our defense for sure. The Canucks are still using their iPhone 4s for their streams. What do I think about the noise? The noise. What's the noise? The noise or the nice? Gerald, I'm not very cool. Tell me what that means. Tell me what that means. It seems like every time the Canucks play against the Oilers, it either goes to overtime or to shootout. And yeah, often, but not all the time. I remember last year's season opener, we scored like 2 minutes in. Weren't we up 3-0 and then we lost 5-3? That was also on a Wednesday night too, but in Edmonton. Thought Hronek was phenomenal tonight. Also, offense was brutal tonight, and most of the preseason. That needs to change. Yes, agree with all your points there. When they had closer to a full NHL lineup, they scored 5 goals. Yeah, against a half-stocked Edmonton Oilers team. That's true. That's true. Would I try Pettersson for Jack Hughes? Yeah, I would. I actually would. I think Hughes might even be better than Petey. They're both really good players. Petey's really, really good, and we're lucky to have him. But I don't know. There's something about Jack Hughes' game that's pretty good. Pettersson for Macklin Celebrini. That one I'm not sure yet. I don't know how good Celebrini is going to be. Why would they let Atlanta have another shot? They failed twice. That's a good point. About the noise on Twitter about JT, EP, Huggy, or Denver. No, I didn't. That didn't bother me. It's fair. Like people obviously want to see them play, but the Canucks coaching staff have a plan. And if the Canucks end up starting the season really, really well, no one's going to worry about who played the preseason games. Gary, tell me what you said about McWard, and then I'll tell you if you're right. Tell me what you said. Noise is nice in Australian. Gotcha. Oh, sorry. Press enter by accident. I thought you were trying to be cool, or you are cool. Aside from a 10-0 game, we haven't lost by more than 2 goals. Our special teams are better. I just feel we need to score more 5-on-5. If we don't, I feel we might lose many 1-goal games. Yeah, Witten, I want to see more goals for sure. What's funny is that if Atlanta lost both their last 2 NHL clubs to Western Canada, the Flames left for Calgary and the Thrashers to Winnipeg. Oh, good point. If McDavid or Draisaitl don't score, the rest of the lineup won't score. Yeah, they got some talent, but no, definitely those guys are the best. Hello, DSS. Do you think they might try Huggy and Hronek together on a pair full-time? Not full-time. I think they will try them, but in special circumstances only. In NHL 24, the Canucks are rated higher than the Oilers, even though the Oilers... Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. Hey, has Marie confirmed that she's doing anthems for the Canucks this season again? I haven't talked to her about that yet. I said McWard is going to make the team. Okay, then you're right, Gary. I think you're right. You're right. We have not lost by more than 2 goals. Except for the 10-0 one. Huggy will only play with Hronek if we need a goal. Yeah, I agree with that, Jaskrin. I agree with that. It'll be a very special circumstance for sure. Biggest disappointment of training camp is that none of the Abbey players played like they were desperate to make the club. Maybe it's simply a lack of talent. Sure missed on the Alex Burrow story. Yeah, that's a good point, Michael. For all the talk that the Canucks prospect pool is better and their AHL team is quite strong, there is a noticeable gap, though. You're right, between the NHLers and the AHLers. Yeah, I think that's a very fair point. Hey, Tyler. Nice to see you. They need to fix their first period problems. They always play like they want to get out of there. The owner of the Jets, Chipman, hinted that if Pittsburgh doesn't get their new arena, they would have bolted for Winnipeg in the mid-2000s. Wow. They had a tour of the arena back in the holidays of 2000. I did not know that. Why didn't Hughes play tonight? Fangirl, I think, is the same reason why. Well, Petey was sick, but Hughes, Miller, Cole, there's no need. They're gonna play. Hughes is gonna play so much, and he's not rusty. It's not like he's got to shake off any rust. I think the rest was fine. How is losing by 2 goals accepted? Oh, I see what you're saying, Adam. Is for anyone who says, well, they haven't lost by 2 yet. Yeah, a loss is a loss. Good point, Viper. Some of the Abbotsford guys, they were sent down so early they knew they weren't going to make the team. What is the giveaway tomorrow that you were talking about for? Yeah, I'm in the works of securing 2 tickets for the documentary. I'm just here for the riot, the one about the 2011 Stanley Cup riots. And I bought 2 tickets for the Sunday show. And then I was contemplating taking a family member, taking a friend, or giving that 1 ticket away. But then I don't want to make someone sit with me if they don't want to. So what I think I'm going to do is give away a pair of tickets tomorrow night on my stream. But I'll think about that tomorrow. And I hope there's interest. If I can gift it to someone who actually wants to go and watch it, then I want to do that. If we sign Bears, McWard going to go down? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Lucas, an even number expansion seems right. There you go. 34 is too uneven. I agree. 30 likes. Yeah, we're at 34 now, which is good. 82 of you in here, which is great. Who wouldn't want to sit with you, Clay? I don't know. I'm scared to put a poll of would you sit with me if you had to. I won't put that one up, but I will end this one. 75% of you are saying keep it at 10:30. Okay, that's fair. If the Canucks are in a cap grind, will they have no choice but to trade Myers and a winger? Tough to say. A lot can happen. There can be injuries. There can be other things that happen. But technically, they're okay from a salary cap perspective, but they just can't add anyone. Jaskrin says, put up the poll, Clay. All right, fine. Just for the heck of it. Would you sit with me at an event? And the options are yes, no, or depends for how long or what event. All right, have fun with that one. If the league expands to 36 teams, my money is on return to the pre-24 like alignment. Northwest Division. That's right. Colorado, Minnesota. Hey, Tyler. I sure wish that was showing Victoria, so would love to see that show you're talking about. Yeah, it's going to be on ESPN, Shannon, eventually by next summer. And then it'll be on TSN. It'll be all over the place. Dancing pole. No, not that type of pole, Adam. Keep your fantasies out of this. No, I'm just kidding. I lie only if you tell dad jokes. You sure? I was going to vote yes for the Sunday poll. What do you mean? The Sunday poll was time. It wasn't yes or no, Tyler. I would sit with you, but you have to deal with me talking a lot. I can handle that. Too much pressure. For what? Oh, the poll is close. The poll is close. I doubt Colorado or Minnesota would be in the new Northwest. If Portland gets expansion, it'll be like the Pacific Northwest. That's a good point. Booyah. My day is going well today, DSS. Had a nice day with Gail. Took her for a checkup. Everything is fine, thank God. Did Costco downtown. Went for lunch. Ran a couple meetings. Ran the church thing. All good. Myers got punched in the melon and little Yamamoto dropped him with a hit. I heard about that. Kyler Yamamoto. Jason asking, did you get a second opinion on leg yet? Sort of. I went to my GP, who admittedly is not an Achilles tendon expert, but we talked through some things, and then I will get a true second opinion from like I don't know what his title is, but it's a guy who worked at the CAS clinic with my orthopedic surgeon, so he knows what he's talking about when it comes to Achilles. So I will probably do that next week. I still won't put any weight on it for one more week anyways, but I think I will go get that second opinion. Thanks for asking. Minnesota, Winnipeg need to be in the Central. Can't split them up. When am I going to have the Hughes jersey on me? Oh, that's a different way of asking. Jaskrin, not in the near future. I'll put it that way. Houston for a team. I listened to the game. Hurt. Wasn't that good. Didn't sound like it. No, I don't think Myers fought today. I think he just got knocked down. Who do you see playing on Friday, the last day of the preseason? Very close to the Edmonton lineup that we had last week. I see all 12 of our forwards, because not including Mikheyev. And then one of Oman or Joshua will have to sit. And then I see Cole, Susie, Myers, Hronik, Hughes, McWard, and Demko. So basically our full lineup. That's what I see on Friday. The 36 teams, no, you technically wouldn't have to change the playoffs. It'd just be harder to make. In 7 years of coaching, Tocchet has made the playoffs only once, but now it could be twice. Northwest, Central, Pacific, and Northeast. Atlantic and Metro's 36-team alignment, 6 teams each. Interesting. Losing is unacceptable, but how you lose matters. When Canucks won 3 games against Boston, they barely won. When they lost, all were blowouts. I'd rather lose close games and work on closing out games. All good points, Witten. I'll be at the game Friday with my family. Too bad we aren't in town for a regular season game. Oh, that's cool. I'll be at the game as well, Tyler. That's awesome. That's awesome. Enjoy. Who's replacing Mikheyev? Well, in terms of spot, Beauvillier is going to take a spot on the top line. Hey, Kempner, what do you think about McWard playing with the big club? I think it's the best option if they want to stay lefty-righty. If they don't care about lefty-righty, I put Cole or Susie on the right. Then you have, for instance, Cole, Myers, Hronek on the right. Not in that order, of course. Then you got Hughes and Susie on the left. And then you play a Rathbone or a Wolanin or a Breezeball instead of a McWard. That's what I would do. But he's been okay. Excited to see what type of season Miller has. That's fair. Losing preseason should not bother anyone at all. It's only practice, but it's how you lose. Tonight was close. Yeah, some people say they don't accept losing at any time. Others are saying it's just preseason. Sorry if I seem negative. I'm just frustrated as a 2,000-plus year fan. I'm tired of accepting. No, Adam, you don't have to apologize. Everyone's allowed to express their opinion here. Hronek threads the Neil with the stretch passes, but he coughed up the puck leading to a goal against. Yeah, but overall, I like Hronek's game. Did you see Hughes praise from McWard? Yeah, he's had to answer about McWard twice now. I'm not saying Hughes is getting sick of it, but he definitely says nice things about him for sure. I was going to go Canucks game Friday, but I feel like I need to be at BC Place. Lots of hype, and they're opening up the Upper Bowl. Yes, it's going to be busy downtown on Friday. I would love to go to that Lions game, but I might save it for the playoffs as I've already switched my tickets on Friday to the handicap section. I should say the accessible section. So I better keep those tickets. That Hronek giveaway was weird. I wonder if the Seattle player yelled for it. Yeah, that one from the corner. DeSmith looks decent. Yeah, he's a good, solid backup. He'll be great. Who do you see not making the team after Friday? Juleson and Breezewell will get sent down. No, they only have to send down one. I say they're sending down Juleson and they'll send down Neil Zaman. That's my guess. You don't win many games scoring 1 goal, but you win quite a few when you limit the opposition to 2. Yes, so we got half of it right. I might get a Miller jersey black skate and a Hughes C. Nice. Happy with DeSmith. What are the highlights for tonight's game? I thought Hronek was really, despite that giveaway, I thought Hronek played really well. Okay, I'm going to end this poll and then we're going to ask one. No, I'm not going to ask one more tonight. I will just ask this one. Would you sit with me at an event? 54% said yes. 32% said depends for how long or for what event. And 12% of you flat out just said no. Well, I appreciate your honesty. That's always what I want from you. Okay, I'm going to ask you one last poll question as we wrap up here. Would you enter a draw to win tickets to the Sunday showing of I'm Just Here for the Riot? Okay, so I just asked you, would you enter a draw to win tickets to the Sunday showing of I'm Just Here for the Riot? Not to sit with me, but would you enter? You don't have to explain to me, no, I'm working. No, I don't live in Vancouver. Just you can, but you don't have to. Just answer yes or no. I'm just trying to see if it makes sense, if it's worthwhile doing as part of my stream tomorrow. But if you can't go because you're busy or you're out of town or you don't want to go, that's fine too. Vote no. Like I want an honest reaction there, because if there's more no than yes, then I'll think of another way to award the passes. What's your thoughts on Hoglander and playing with the big club? I think he's the type of guy that's going to get better with more reps, Trev. So I'm fine with it. I think on this team, he's destined he's got to be a third or fourth line player, not as a top 6 player. Hopefully they win more OT and shootout games. When does the regular season? Hey, Anula starts on Wednesday, October the 11th, hosting the Oilers. Working on Sunday. No problem, Viper. Get a Tocchet jersey with 18 for his record number of Gordie Howe hat tricks. He has 18 of them. Is it easy to navigate Rogers Arena? Seems like to get from a food vendor to your seat. No, you can't get food vendors to your seat, but if you're talking about going to get food and then getting your seat, yes. I think Rogers Arena, it's relatively easy to navigate. It's crowded because the concourses aren't big, especially compared to other arenas. But despite the crowdedness, I would say it is easy to navigate. Remember Hogg's rookie season? I do. He was good. I want to watch the doc, but not in the theater. That is totally fair. That's totally fair. So I'm going to end this poll, and it's quite lopsided actually. 74% of you said you would not enter a draw, and only 26% of you saying yes. Okay, that's fair. So either I'll think of another way to award these tickets, or I will still do a draw, but I'll do it at the very end of the stream tomorrow. And instead of elimination, we just spin it once. Okay, that's giving me some food for thought. Thank you. Yeah, only 23 votes, although there are 90 people in here. So maybe people just aren't excited about the show, which is totally fine. I want to go because I'm in it. I've watched it already, and I've seen it. I saw it when it was released as part of the Toronto Film Festival back in May. So, I wouldn't be offended if people don't want to watch it. Some people don't want to relive that. Other people, just not interested. But it's funny. I've talked to many people who were casual Canucks fans or didn't really understand the gravity, the seriousness of that riot when it happened in 2011. And now looking back at it, 12 years later, they see just how bad it was. And maybe it's because of how bad it was that people don't want to relive it. So I totally respect people that aren't into it. But I, for one, I've seen it. It's a great show. It's quite stunning. So yeah, that's going to be my Sunday afternoon for sure. Listen to Rev Trev. He says, everyone hit the like button. Hey, Justin, just getting off work now at the concert. Had to stay later to sell water. Which concert was it, by the way? Who was it? I don't even know. I'm excited for the show, but I'd rather watch it at home, not in person. Totally fair. I was there downtown in 94 riot in the 82 car through the Renfrew, and in the 82 car through the Renfrew Street house and fence. So that wasn't a riot, just more silly destruction, I guess. All right, let's do 2 minutes of Canucks related, and then I will do 5 minutes rapid fire Ask Me Anything to wind up tonight. Support worker was told today by the doctor that she may lose their son. Oh, that's very sad. Do you feel like the riot ruined the mood? Like it didn't let me heartbroken because I was so worried and embarrassed by the riot? Yeah, it was just, and I've made that point many times, Ricky. My sadness from squandering our first chance to win the first Stanley Cup in our 40-year history turned to embarrassment right away. I think that's a really good way of putting it. I have to wait until it's on TSN. Can't afford to go. Yeah, no, Fangirl. When I said you don't have to, well, you can say whatever you want, but you don't have to tell me that I know you can't come. I know you're not going to come all the way from Northern BC for a show. I get it. And yes, wait till it comes out on streaming for sure. Much cheaper that way. Yeah, actually, that's true, Justin. I'm probably end up going to the game, but I don't have to work the game. So but the show's only 80 minutes long, and I think it's at 12:30, but I'm not sure what time you start. Morgan Wallen, thank you. Canucks lose the Stanley Cup, riots ensue. Yeah, I'm going to ask a couple questions about the riot tomorrow night in the stream. I'll save it for tomorrow. Seems like a long time to make a movie. Yeah, I think they wanted to release it for the 10-year anniversary back in 2021, but then it got delayed a bit, I think. I'm sure COVID didn't help either. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'd watch it maybe to see how stupid it was on TV. Too many infections. Oh, that's bad. That's really too bad, Shannon. We had 2-0 lead against Boston and still lost and adding on a riot. It's embarrassing. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Okay, let's finish off with 5 minutes of Ask Me Anything. So I'm going to be ruthless. I'm not going to answer any more Canucks questions or hockey-related questions for the last 5 minutes. What I take from the riots is that the city is passionate about the team and that it could flip their switches, plus the booze didn't help. Yeah, and I contend that people were down there to make trouble, win or lose, but the losing made it look a lot worse for sure. Yes, that doc is at the Vancouver Film Festival. There's they had a screening on Monday, sold out. A screening tonight. No, sorry, a screening on Thursday, tomorrow night, sold out. And then so they added a third screening on Sunday afternoon. Lucas, you can share it. Go ahead, share it. Put it in the chat. I just won't read it out, but everyone can see it. That's awesome. Go ahead, Lucas. If you spent the time, absolutely put it in the chat. Did I ever grow my hair out like long AF? Well, I always use AF in my regular vocabulary. I've had like bushy hair, but not like, but I've had it long enough where I've permed it before. And I've had a mullet before back when I was in like grade 7, grade 8. But no, I've generally had a box cut or a crew cut for the past 30 years of my life. Whitecaps won again tonight. Did they clinch the playoffs? I think they're in the playoffs now. Do you think WWE storylines have taken a turn? Now it doesn't make sense. Well, I know it doesn't help that Roman's not there all the time. So I think they're really trying to extend the bloodline story until WrestleMania. Yeah, Justin, that's right in that time. If it's at 12:30, you'll be done by 2 technically. So, yeah. Did I watch Looney Tunes? I did not, fangirl. Predictions for LA Knight and John Cena. I think Knight and Cena will win. I think because I don't think Knight can afford the loss. I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one. Cena can afford the loss because he's a special attraction. I don't think I hope Knight doesn't get a turn on Cena. I doubt it because Knight's too popular right now. Damn, Clay using AF in the vocab. Well, I don't say it. I just said the initials. No problem, DSS. See ya. I might go see the doc. I live less than a block away from. Well, awesome, Jay. I might tomorrow night. I'll likely be giving away a free pair of tickets. So we'll see what happens. Would Gail divorce you if you grew a beard or a mustache? I've had a very horrible, I have the soul patch. I've grown a goatee before. It's not the nicest looking thing. So no, I think divorce is too strong a word, but I don't think it's her preference, admittedly. I think Cena's gone as many matches. He's been in 2 years now. Yeah, because he's there to put people over for sure. Canucks need a voice clip from Heyman saying Brock Besser. CM Punk may join NXT. Maybe. Hello, Chris. Chris, did you just get here? By the way, Chris, thank you for tagging me in all those posts on the Canuck Ticket Exchange. I appreciate it. What was your go-to weekend cartoon? Possibly watch with your dad. Actually, I didn't watch cartoons with my dad. I would watch and listen to Canucks games with my dad. But my weekend cartoon, I did like Scooby-Doo when I was growing up, for sure. Scooby-Doo and Star Blazers, as I mentioned. Will Vancouver ever get an NBA team back? I would love them to. I know there's always some campaigns or some scuttlebutt that comes up. I just don't know if it's high on the NBA's priority list. And I don't know if they want to go back to, despite us talking about Atlanta and the NHL, I don't know if they want to go back to a market that they failed in, admittedly. Hey, Eli, nice to see you. Hope you enjoyed the Saturday game against the Oilers. Good to see you all. Funny how the Canucks did a big advertisement. NHL is coming to Abbotsford with Pixa Quinn, who didn't play tonight. Good point. Good point. I love watching Transformers and G.I. Joe. Those were good. No problem, Chris. Every night at 11. Can you tell Sean I said hi and I want him on the stream one day? Yeah, he'll be part of the 12-hour live stream for sure. In fact, I'm going to get all my family members involved. I'm going to get some of my Game Over hosts involved. And I got a couple national guys involved that I've mentioned already. Thoughts on LA Knight joining Cena? Makes sense. Cena gets neither of them need a rub from the other guy, but I think it's one of the most popular guys in history, plus the most popular guy right now. Yeah, Justin, because of your long-standing membership, I'll answer this very quickly. I don't see it as a controversy. Ultimately, they decided what was best for the franchise. But yeah, I could see why, if you're a paying customer, you might be upset that you didn't see Miller, Petey, or Hughes or Demko. I get that. But to me, I don't get bothered by it. But I let's be honest, I didn't buy a ticket for tonight either. Yeah, I saw that podcast, Ricky. It was pretty exciting for sure. I'll let you know about Parker. Yeah, it was great. The two people who Jeremy gave the tickets to told me that Jeremy stressed to them how the last thing they should do is sell the ticket. Eli, that is awesome. That is awesome. Thanks for passing that on. That means I appreciate you, man, for passing that on. And I appreciate Jeremy for sticking to the rules. That's great. AEW seems adult oriented. Well, definitely from a standpoint of more blood, for sure. And here's Jeremy, right on cue. And only because I said no more Canucks related, but Jeremy's here and he was the winner of the contest. And he made sure that his friends did not sell the tickets. Besides the Canucks, which team might have a surprisingly slow start? Yeah, you just look at, I don't know how they're doing in preseason, but anyone that made it to the finals or close to the finals, so might Vegas have a slow start? Might Boston might have a slow start just because they've lost so many players. Could Toronto have a slow start? You never know. Any team, but I have no reason for saying that. I'm just kind of naming some of the top teams that we expect to do very well. Friends, it's already 50 minutes. By the way, I will ask one last question in the poll. I won't answer any more questions, but I'll ask one last question in the poll because I'm trying to shape what my shows are going to look like this year. So my last question I'll ask you for the last 2 minutes. How long should my net? 30 minutes. 40 minutes. 50 minutes. Okay. This isn't the gospel, but I'm just asking you when I get why I'm doing my nightly shows already, but sometimes they're all over the place. When I started my nightly show, I wanted it to only be like 30 minutes quick. Then it usually ends up between 35 and 40. And then when I'm in a good mood, I'm not stressed or when the conversation is really good, I sometimes go as long as 60 or over 60. So put a vote in the poll on your way out. I would love to know what you think. So awesome that Eli enjoyed Jeremy's coworkers and that they had a good time at the game on Saturday night. Okay, friends, thanks for being here. Always appreciate you. Never take you for granted. Moderators, thank you. Didn't look too busy tonight, and that is a good thing. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Andrew Chang for your support, and to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. A lot of activity tonight. We had Jay using his 7-month membership message, then a whack load of donations from Lucas. Thank you, Lucas. Then we had Jaskrin using his 8-month membership message. Patrick Alvin, the GM, found time to leave a donation. Zach used his 1-month membership message, and then even some more donations from Lucas. So thank you, everyone, for your generosity tonight and for being here. Also, thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Perform and Transform, Personal Training, Weight Loss. And thanks to all of you for watching, for subscribing, for liking these videos, and for helping me make this the best Canucks community here on YouTube. So on your way out, subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership, or gift a membership. And again, if you're listening on podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And I'm just going to close this off because that poll was supposed to be only quick. 60 minutes had the most votes, then 40, then 50, then 30. So 30 minutes was the least popular. And then, Justin, I kind of like what you said. 45 minutes to me is indeed my sweet spot. So maybe we'll go with 45, but we'll see. I know the Tuesday night one has to be 40 or 45 at the max because I go to church by 11. But we got time to figure that out. Always try to make this show not what I want, but the most appealing to all of you. And I hope that was part of it tonight as well. So once again, thank you, everyone. I will be back tomorrow night at 11 p.m. We'll have no Canucks game to talk about, but we'll preview the Friday night game and we'll figure out how I'm going to give away the 2 tickets to the documentary, I'm Just Here for the Riot. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Well, simple. He was outstanding in his field. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.